chapter 11. John is told to measure the temple of God and the altar and them that worship therein. But the court which is without the temple he must leave out, and measure it not, because it is given unto the Gentiles, and the holy city shall be tread under foot 42 months. That's the first half of the tribulation. And here we somehow go back at the beginning of the tribulation, because now he mentions the two witnesses. They shall prophesy 1,260 days. If anyone will hurt them, he must in this matter be killed. Fire proceeded out of their mouth. When they shall have finished their testimony, the beast that ascended out of the bottomless pit, that is the Antichrist, shall make war against them and shall overcome them and kill them. That's in the middle of the tribulation. So they have the first half of the tribulation, like I just read, 1,260 days. They are invincible. No one can touch them. They are prophesying. They are preaching. I don't know. They're prophesying. And when they have finished their testimony, after these 1,260 days, so we are here in the middle of the tribulation. They are overtaken by the Antichrist and they are killed. And after 3.5 days, the Spirit of life from God will enter them, and they will stand up on their feet, and they will ascend into heaven in a cloud. And people on earth will freak out when they are killed. The people of the earth will rejoice because of that, because they were tormented by these two witnesses. So when they ascended at that same hour, was there a great earthquake. A 10th part of the city of Jerusalem fell, and 7,000 men were slain in that earthquake. And the Bible states, the second woe is past. So this was the second woe, an earthquake. Or the resurrection of the two witnesses. And with that comes an earthquake. The second woe is past. The third woe cometh quickly. And then we read about the seventh angel who sounded the trumpet, the seventh trumpet. And there were great voices in heaven, saying, the kingdoms of this world are become the kingdoms of our Lord and of his Christ, and he shall reign forever and ever. So this is the transition period. It's like the transitioning of power, what I mentioned already. And God is worshipped in heaven. We see at the end of this chapter the nations also on earth being angry, and the time of judgment was come. That's the white throne judgment. And to give reward to the servants of the Lord, that's the Bema Seat judgment. And that's the Bema Seat. The temple of God was opened, and the ark of his testament was seen in heaven, and there were lightnings and thunderings and voices, and an earthquake and hail. So we know from chapter 16 that this is the third woe, the earthquake and the hail. And this is where the power is transitioned from man to God. Praise his name. Well, that's it for chapter 11. And chapter 12 starts with a great sign in heaven. And I will show you next that chapter 11 ends with the seventh closing trumpet sound, which is also the seventh seal, which is also the seventh vial. And chapter 12 starts all over again at the beginning of the tribulation, or better said, before the tribulation, beginning with the rapture of the man-child. So that's it for chapter 11.